So let's talk about how you're going to put yourself out there for maximum exposure. The first thing most people use, because it's so easy and at our fingertips at all times, is social media. Social media is a process of becoming discovered. And you become discovered because you are out there, you are pleasant, you are out there, and you are interacting with other people. That's the social part of social media. So being out there and sharing your work and sharing your attitude is really important to find your audience and to build your persona online. It is not the only way to do this, of course. One thing that every artist needs is a clean and easy to maneuver website. It's your home base. It's where everything happens. It's where people will discover you, what you're about, what your art is about, and what your point of view is. It needs to be a nice, clean presentation so that your potential clients can come and really understand who you are in a very short amount of time. If you do multiple things, either multiple art styles, or you have a fine art part of your business as well as licensing, keep those things really clean and separate on your website so that people can maneuver easily. Of course, this is a very big topic, but just rest assured that a nice, clean, simple website will be your friend in the long run. Another way you can expose yourself to clients and potential manufacturers is if you consider exhibiting at one of the trade shows specific to this industry. We mentioned earlier that they are very expensive, and I do not recommend exhibiting at a trade show when you are just totally green and new to the industry. You need to really understand it a little more deeply, know why you are there, and whether you want to risk the amount of money that you will need to invest in that if you feel like you're ready to get that back. If you're not ready, it's a very big decision and one not to be taken lightly. So don't feel like that's the only way to get in front of decision makers is by exhibiting at one of the trade shows. That is a big decision because of its expense. The postcards have gotten very reasonably priced in the past few years, and they can be a fun way to stay in front of art directors. What's fun about them is that if you're sending them out periodically, that art director ends up posting them on their wall in their studio if they like the artwork, and it's much easier for them to keep you front of mind when it's sitting right there on their desk as opposed to buried in an email some way. So think about postcards as an option as well. And develop a newsletter campaign to showcase your new work and update your client base on good news that you might have, like a new license, for instance. You want to try to accumulate email addresses from people that like you and people who have expressed interest in your work. You can capture email addresses on your website by asking people to sign up, or if you're in a public place like an art show or a signing somewhere, you can ask people to sign up for your email list. It's just a really great way because those people have told you that they want to hear from you, so you need to tell them things like you have new work coming out, or you have a new collection, or whatever that might be that you feel is compelling for them to know. What's great about capturing emails is those belong to you. It won't change because of a social media's algorithm. You have them physically yourself, and that is a really good thing to do. So definitely capture emails as you go. So what else can you do to increase your opportunities for success? Well, just like any business, you need to just have a really good understanding of how this works. I designed this class to be a very basic explanation of how things normally work, what the business is about, but there's a whole lot more information, including my book, License to Draw, and other people's blogs and conversations that people have on social media. On the resource document in this class, you'll find a lot of links to some of those blogs, other ways to find information, and I encourage you to do that. However, make sure that you don't fall into what we call analysis paralysis. All you're doing is research, and you never actually put yourself out there, develop a portfolio, and get in front of clients. That is the main part, and sometimes you learn more by doing that process than just reading about it. I just wish that you could read about exercise and get fit, but unfortunately that's not how it works. You might also consider hiring a coach to help you craft your voice and vision for the market and to help you manage the overwhelm. Now, of course, you know that I am a coach, but there are other coaches as well as me helping people to really hone in on where they are, what their strengths are, and what you can do right now to move forward on your journey. At the risk of sounding like an infomercial, I really believe that hiring a coach, even though at first you might think it's an expense you can't afford, a coach can really help you save a lot of time and a lot of heartache, because you will be able to craft some action steps that are very positive and will move you in the right direction faster than you can on your own. So consider that as part of your process. The other thing that's always been important for me throughout my career in licensing is to have people that understand me. And those people are usually other artists that are working in art licensing. We get each other. We can support each other. We can share the weirdness and share the overwhelm and the insecurities. Now with Facebook and other methods of reaching out to people, it's a lot easier to find this tribe of people who understand what we're trying to do here. You have to remember that it is a give and take situation, that you can't go into some of these online groups on Facebook and expect everyone to teach you how to do this. It is a sharing and a support situation, not free coaching. And the most important part right now is to be patient with yourself. I know that I gave you a lot of information in this class, but I want you to know that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. And be patient with the process that you are going to go through. This is a method that builds over time based on continuing to reach out to potential clients and refreshing your portfolio consistently. That happens through the whole arc of your career in art licensing. You're always going to reach out to new clients. You're always going to be putting new portfolio pieces in and bringing things out and going methodically in the right direction. That's how it happens. One foot in front of the other. And just be patient. It does not happen overnight. And like I said in the opening video, for me, it happened one project at a time. One greeting card. One magnet. And pretty soon, things build on themselves and you get a reputation. People start to see what you do and it builds on itself. But it always starts with that first project. So be patient with yourself and be patient with the marketplace. And if you're doing what we talked about, authentic, compelling, meaningful work, you will find your market. And yes, this is a competitive business. But I always feel like, yes, I'm competing because there's only so many projects that any given client is going to do in a year. But I don't compete with other artists because I do something completely differently. And a client might be looking for something that I do this time around over another artist and vice versa. But I keep showing up with my most authentic, compelling, and meaningful work every time. That is always my goal. And if it doesn't hit those marks, for me, if I don't feel like if it's authentic to me, or if it's compelling to anyone else, or if it has no meaning to it, instead of just saying, oh, that's cute, then I leave it aside until I can bring that to the artwork. And your unique voice, vision, and wonderful art can find a home on all kinds of cool products. That is so much fun about this way of making money. It's just awesome to drink coffee out of a coffee cup that you designed. It's so awesome when you see your products out in stores or you see someone pick up one of your greeting cards. It is a really cool way to make a living. And if you are doing the best work for yourself, you will find a home in this market. So just to wrap things up, I really want to thank you for taking this class. It is my pleasure to help you get from wherever you are now to the next place in your career. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will help you find the answers. If I don't know it, I will try to point you in the right direction to find it. And make sure you go through the worksheets and print out that resource guide because that will help you go further. And again, I thank you. And I'm so excited to see where your journey takes you.